You might assume that if the faith was destined for a massive institutional takeover, the New Testament would be full of direct warnings from Yeshua, Jesus, about the corruption of his name or the adoption of pagan holidays. In reality, the modern Bible contains no direct quotes from the Savior regarding these specific calendar shifts or name alterations. This fragment from the Dead Sea Scrolls belongs to an alternative documentary record. Long before the Roman councils ever met, the Qumran scribes were already cataloging a trail of warnings regarding institutional power and the manipulation of original language. We have been looking in the wrong place. The blueprint for religious deception wasn't recorded in state-sanctioned texts. It was buried in the desert to survive the empire. By the 4th century AD, the Roman Empire faced an existential threat. A deeply fractured population stretched across millions of square miles, and the state needed to unify these diverse subjects to maintain its tax base and prevent civil war. Emperor Constantine treated the establishment of a state religion as an administrative lever for mass control. His goal was the stability of the empire, rather than the preservation of spiritual revelation. This was the birth of the imperial blueprint. Rome deployed 3 distinct tactics: linguistic, visual, and chronological, that mirrored the specific deceptions recorded by the ancient scribes. Unifying the empire required a manufactured dogma, a system designed to replace the public's understanding of their history with a state-approved narrative. The Qumran scribes warned of an institutional power they called the Spouter of Lies. They believed this figure would pour out waters of falsehood to lead the people away from original linguistic pathways. Rome executed this strategy at the councils of Nicaea and Constantinople by co-opting Greek philosophical terms. Concepts like logos and ousia were used to hammer out the doctrine of the Holy Trinity. To ease millions of pagan subjects into the state religion, officials rebranded existing divine triads, like Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva, into a new state-approved mystery. The Damascus document describes this broken historical timeline as a shoddy wall built on manufactured rituals. This included the institutional substitution of the name Jesus for the original Semitic Yeshua. The final step was the whitewash. By applying a smooth theological veneer to these altered names and rituals, the councils made state-controlled substitutes appear legitimate. The Temple Scroll warns that physical statues and paintings are spiritual traps. These images were seen as tools designed to anchor the mind in a localized physical deception. In 431 AD, the Council of Ephesus met in the geographic headquarters of the cult of Artemis, the region's dominant mother goddess. The state deified Mary at this council, granting her the title Theotokos, or Mother of God. This was a direct inheritance of the titles used for Isis and Cybele. This visual inversion allowed the masses to keep their physical icons while technically complying with the state church. The imagery remained familiar, but the label was new. This rebranding satisfied the widespread desire for goddess worship while ensuring the state dictated the terms of the people's devotion. The Book of Jubilees contains a specific warning. By looking to the moon and disturbing the original weeks, humanity would lose its technical placement in time. This Greek sundial represents the physical reality of original solar timekeeping. The Roman institution eventually replaced the 364-day solar calendar with their own lunar-based system. Forcing the population onto a Roman calendar resulted in what the ancient scrolls call chronological blindness. Abandoning the original calendar was the final trap, intended to sever subjects from the true historical timeline and the original rhythm of the weeks. The cumulative effect of altering names, imagery, and calendars was the removal of individual accountability. By replacing an action-based lawgiver with an abstract mystery, the state shifted salvation away from individual behavior toward institutional compliance. This required constant translation, installing state bishops as the indispensable gatekeepers of salvation. This manuscript from the Ethiopian canon, along with the Dead Sea Scrolls, serves as an alternative record. These texts provide a verdict on the institutional changes made centuries after they were written. This history invites us to look at the foundation of our own beliefs. Whose timeline and whose translated words are we following today?